So, good evening, everybody. So, first of all, welcome to our November meeting of Community Board 12. My name is Dr. Michael Burke, and before we begin, I need to gavel us in to make certain that we open the meeting properly. So, before we begin with the agenda, what I would like to do is something that I always do, is I like to bless our meetings in the word of prayer. So for those of you that care to join me, before we do that, before we say the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm going to ask Ms. Shaniqua Moore, because she is a woman of God, if she would give us just a brief prayer, and then we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll get on with our meeting. Ms. Moore? Okay, so I'll do it myself then. So, dear God, we ask that you come before us and bless this meeting of Community Board 12. May we do your bidding and your will and your work as we do the work of our community. Lord, we ask this in your son Jesus' name, we pray, amen. So with that being said, I'm going to ask that those of you also join me and we cover our hearts. And if you can, unmute yourselves as we say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. And we say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America and to the republic
for which it
which
stands,
stands one nation indivisible
with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, that wasn't that bad, community. So again, thank you. And so what I'm going to ask before we show the agenda is for everybody to mute themselves, even though I'm getting ready to do it right now. So let's make certain that we respect each other. And when other people are talking, in particular our guests, whether they be from the public gallery or whether they be from our elected officials, that we remain muted and only speak when spoken to, or if you have a question, then I'm going to ask that you raise your hand by either, I think it's the participants button. You can raise your hand over there, I think, or on your icon, or if you go to the reactions button at the bottom of your screen for those of you that are on the computer, and you can raise your hand. If you're on your phone, you can raise your hand by hitting *9, okay, by raising your hand. Also, welcome to those who are watching us on Facebook Live, who is watching us on YouTube, as well as BronxNet channel 67 and our other media platforms. So with that being said, what I would like to do is show you the agenda for the evening, and hopefully you have the right screen here. So let's make certain that we have the right screen. So you should be looking at the agenda, and right now, for whatever reason, it's not displaying properly. Oh, here we go. So we're going to start off with the public gallery session, and then we're going to go into the hear from our elected officials, those that came to visit us. Then we're actually going to hear from the borough president himself tonight. So he's going to come in and give us some closing remarks on his tenure as borough president, as well as, I'm sure wish us well as he moves on into private life. Then, of course, you'll hear from me and my report, and you'll hear from our district manager. Normally, we don't read our reports, but we just skim over them. And then, of course, we will go through the agenda as you see fit. As you see present. We do have a special presentation this evening from the New York City Department of Small Business Services. So I think we're looking forward to that presentation, as well as everything else that you see on the agenda, as far as committee recommendations, old business, and then new business. So we need a motion to adopt the agenda. I think the only difference that I have, the only addition that I have that you do not have is that we will have a recommendation from the Education and Youth Services Committee, and that's due to the fact that their committee meeting was held after the agenda was already submitted. So that's the only modification to the agenda. So I need a motion to accept the agenda as printed with the following modification.
So move.
Is there a second?
I second it, Alfredo.
Okay, there's a motion's been moved and properly seconded. So let me ask this, instead of having a roll call, can we just ask for one unanimous vote to accept the agenda and then move into the public gallery session?
Aye.
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 There we go.
Aye.
Without objection, so ordered.
Aye.
Oh, okay. Board members,
Aye.
we got it. All right. So without objection, so ordered. So we now have one unanimous motion. So we accept the motion. So thank you, board members. What we would like to do is go into the public gallery session. So what we normally do at this point is turn it over to our first and second vice chair. So this part is going to be run by Mr. Jerry Bennett and the second vice chair, Mr. John Isaac. So Ms. Bennett, Mr. Isaac, take it away.
Good evening, everybody. I hope everyone is well as we get ready to embark upon our first holiday session. Okay. So right now I'm going to ask for the public gallery session. If you are going to speak, or if you wish to speak, if you could raise your hand and I could go down the line. Mr. John Isaacs is going to be here to kind of alert you. You have 3 minutes to speak. Okay, you have 3 minutes to speak, and he will alert you when you're near your time to be complete. Okay, so we have Letitia Stevens. Leticia.
Yes, Stewart. Letitia Stewart.
Okay, yes. Okay, Leticia Stewart.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for your time this evening and for doing the great work that you do from month to month for our community. Just wanted to speak about something that my organization is doing. I Raise Girls and Boys International Corporation. We're a nonprofit that operates out of New York City, but we have lots of programs here in the Bronx. And I just wanted to share some recent programs that are really great for our young people, especially our teens. So the first program is our Generation Z program. That is specifically for teenagers, actually trying to get the teens involved and aware of different potential career paths that they can be involved in that they do not normally consider, such as IT, sports management, law, medicine. We piloted this program back in January, had a great response to it, and now we're looking to expand into the different areas. So these are introductory level classes. So it's a little bit broader than just a regular class. We're trying to have it college style. So the kids receive a syllabus, they work on projects, they get graded, and they are learning from industry professionals that actually work within these fields. So we're looking for more young people to come on board and participate in that program. We do have an application on our website. I'll definitely share that in the chat afterwards. And then another program that we have that's a brand new initiative, which we're super excited about. As you know, the challenges for young children of color, especially Black children, are ongoing. It goes from generation to generation, and we are really looking to address what's happening with our young girls nowadays. So for ages, young Black girls ages 11 to 19, we have our See Her, Be Her coaching program. These are actually virtual programs. So the young people that participate will be matched with a mentor, a coach, online, a Black woman that has gone through the same experiences, some of the challenges that these young girls will soon face as they are nearing their future and adulthood. And so we're just looking really to give them some guidance through this program. So again, we have our application online. We have so many other great programs, but these are two that I really wanted to highlight for the community today and make you all aware of. If anyone has any quick questions, I definitely want to open it up in case, before my time is up, in case anyone just had a question regarding the programs, either of the programs.
I do have a question, Letitia. How would a potential mentee get in touch or paired with a mentor?
Yes, so we actually have our programming team that really focuses on the needs of the kids. So there's an intake process that happens. Let's say a parent decides that they would like to enroll their child in that particular program. We really thoroughly kind of question them to see what the challenges are, what the needs are, and really find out about that child so that we can appropriately match them with an adult that we feel would be really good guidance for them.
And so do you have an email address or a phone number that they would use to be in touch?
Absolutely. So I am going to share in the chat our web address, and then I'll also share my email address. So anyone that is interested in participating, and even if you're interested in being a coach, if you are an African American woman that is interested in coaching a young girl, we would love to have you come and join us and be part of this initiative. So please do reach out to me. That is our web address right there.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I will put my name and email address here in the chat.
Time's up.
Okay.
Thank you for your time, everybody.
Okay, great, great, great. All right, the next person that we have is, are you putting your hands up, Mr. Gaddis?
Yes, I am. How you doing?
Okay. If you could just hold on, or you have a question for her?
No, I didn't know if we had 3 minutes now or.
Okay. Yes, so if you could just look at the reaction buttons and raise your hand if you can. If not, I'm going to take Mr. Nicholas Cruz and then I'll come to you. Okay? All right, Mr. Nicholas Cruz. Mr. Nicholas Cruz, you're next.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
So new to this web game.
Okay.
Although I will say that the Zoom boxes are smaller and these are a little bigger, these boxes. So
Okay.
I appreciate the time. My name is Nick Cruz. I'm the Community and Parent Outreach Director for the United Federation of Teachers.
Okay.
And first, I want to thank all the powers that be for allowing me the opportunity, right, to share a few minutes with you all today, albeit through a virtual capacity, right? I'd like to shout out and thank Sister Dickerson, who continues to keep fighting and bending that arc of justice, like we all are, a little further, right, towards justice and equality. So we can all embrace that. Thank you, Community Board 12, for this opportunity. I'm sharing a struggle or sharing some information on a struggle that we've all been kind of part of, right? And that's trying to lower the class sizes in New York City public schools. This is a fight that we've all been a part of, have experienced as students, and we are at a crossroads now where we can do something about it. Not since 1938, folks, city administrations have looked at the code to change the amount of students per square footage in a classroom. And now with this, so let me back up. In 1938, that happened because of the tuberculosis pandemic. And now with the COVID pandemic, we're being mandated by CDCs and other health guidelines to reconfigure those class size per student. And we have an opportunity right now to once and for all move the needle,
Yeah.
right, if you will. I've shared with Sister Dickerson the links to sign an online petition. If you belong to a organization that would like to support, we have a sample letter that you could just put your letterhead on and be part of this movement. We also have, if you belong to the CECs or this board here could sign off on a resolution. We have a template that we can sign on and be part of this movement. Now, breaking updates, right? And I'm going to read this as I speak to you all, right? That this bill 2374-2021 was supposed to be heard on Tuesday, but because of different circumstances, it will not be heard on Tuesday. And it is in jeopardy of being backlogged. And so this is like just breaking right now, and I'm reading it off you know, the email that I've received, that if we email Speaker Johnson at council.nyc.gov to let him know to just, you know, continue this fight. I have all of the information that I could share either on the chat space or through emails about joining this fight, right? And being part of a historic fight that we've been doing for over 30 years. I think I'm preaching to the choir, so I'll leave it there. And if you have any questions in terms of wanting more information, wanting any of our parent liaisons per district, go and speak at any community events, any kind of outreach events. We there. We want to be at the front line to make sure that this message is loud and clear, right? And that the drive behind this is to keep, you know, our future safe, healthy, and have better one-on-ones with their teachers, better rapport with their teachers, and a better atmosphere for learning. It happens in all of the other outer districts in New York. It should happen in New York City as well. So I'm going to rest the rest of my time. I thank you again for allowing me to speak. Shout out to the veterans. And if you have any questions, please. I'll be available to answer what I can. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz. Are there any questions? Okay, so then let's go to Mr. Gaddis. Okay, you have 3 minutes.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I just want to say thanks for having me back for the second time. I have to run off to another meeting, but I'm going to pass it over to someone who can really give more details on what's going on here, and that's Megan Goff. She's the Membership and Aquatics Director here at the YMCA. We've been open for now 2.5 months, and today officially we're very excited to welcome 1,000 new members to our facility. So this is really, really nice. So I'm going to pass it over to Megan, and she'll talk more in detail about our programs, and she'll be able to put in the link, any information where you can reach her or myself. But again, I just want to say thank you so much for always supporting the Y, and we continue to be very active in the community. And anything we can do here, just let us know. Hopefully we can have the next meeting here in January. So Megan, it's over to you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gaddis, and I hope you're okay.
Yes, thank you.
I hope everything is well. All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So Megan.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. So I'm Megan. I'm the Membership and Aquatics Director here at the Northeast Bronx Y. as Shay said, we are super excited to be here in the community and serving the community. And in the 2.5 months that we have been open, we have done a lot. But it's awesome to be able to do a lot for this community. So right now we are offering already swimming lessons for ages from 6 months all the way through senior age. We just started our karate classes, hip hop classes, and ballet classes. And we are currently in the week 3 of our session for that. And we will be launching new 8-week sessions for January. So if anybody is looking to sign up for the new year, we will be registering for those classes on December 11th. We are currently also offering 10 active older adult classes per week. So if there are any seniors on this call, which that are looking to get fit or active and working out again, or just involved in our community here, we have 10 targeted classes specifically for you that will be great for you. It won't be too hard. It will be a great introduction to get you back in the Y and in the space. And then 2 big things that we are offering is free community lifeguarding. So for January, we will be offering a free lifeguarding course to anyone who is over the age of 16 who is interested in getting trained to become a lifeguard. And after the course, they would have the opportunity to come work at the Y or any other location that is looking for lifeguards. Again, they can reach out to us. We can get them set up for a pre-test and get them set up with the free class. And then the other thing that we're launching in January is for teens who are between the ages of 14 to 16. It is an intro to lifeguarding course where we'll be able to help them learn all of the swimming skills that they will need to be able to qualify for that lifeguarding course, where they'll be able to then eventually get a job from. And you know, that about sums up a lot of the things that we're doing. If anybody has any questions, I will open it up for questions from anyone, or if anyone has anything that they'd like to ask.
Thank you, Megan. I'm glad that you are here. Does anybody have any questions
I
for
do
the
have a quick
Y?
question.
Yes. Yes, Beatrice.
Hi, Megan. Thank you for being here. I am the chair of the Ad Hoc Non-for-Profit Committee of Community Board 12, and we are conducting a survey. I'm actually about to put it in the chat, and I'm wondering if there's any way that we can put up some posters or something with the barcodes where members of the YMCA can fill it out for us. The more
Sure.
information we have, and I
Yeah,
can connect with you separately, but I'll put my email in the chat, a little blurb about it. And then if we can connect on ways that we can circulate it there, that would be great.
absolutely. We can definitely work with you and get the word out.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. Anthony? Anthony Reed.
Yes, hello, family. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. Hey, I just want to ask Megan, how's everything going, Meg? This is
Everything
Anthony Reed.
Hey, Anthony, everything is excellent. We miss you over here. You have to come by.
I am Megan. I am.
Yes.
Tell Mish I said hello too, man. You're doing a great job. They're doing a great job. Megan is definitely someone that is approachable. When you guys see her, she has information for you. So feel free. I'm telling you, I worked over there for 3 years, and Megan was like connected right away, her and Shay. So, you have people that's approachable. So go over there if you want to visit it. I know they have the vaccine situation. You have to be vaccinated, and they have standards that you have to follow. So go over there. They're approachable. It's a great, great, great building. Please go visit the building. And Meg, keep up the great work, Meg.
Thank you, Anthony.
Hello,
Yes,
Meg. I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay, my name is Johnny Goff. I met you several times, Meg. I brought children and students over there along with principals and teachers.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
looking
I
forward-
recall.
I'm looking forward for tomorrow. We're having an interview with our elected official with classes. But the one thing I am very much interested in is that It's not something that it is something I personally like, but it was approached by several of my parents. I own and operate a nursery school and an after-school program, and we used to do reading at the Barnes and Nobles, our organization, and I'm looking to come in and bring some friends who are interested in doing some story reading for children over the weekend or whatever time that's available for the Y, from the school, doing school time or weekend. So I'm looking forward to bring that up with a proposal that couple of the high school senior wrote. Okay, and again, I can piggyback on Anthony and the rest of you. I've been in the Y so many times with different schools, elementary and junior high. And Shay and Megan have shown gratitude and appreciation for what they're doing and what we're doing. So we definitely want our children, especially our children and parents, to know how excited to have students who are interested in coming there as early in the morning prior to going to school and then in the afternoon. So I'm looking very diligently to work closely with the people at the YMCA, because I take my hat off for us and all who had hands in creating this Y for the Northeast Bronx. Thank you.
And one thing I will add that I didn't mention earlier is that we do have funding available through Speaker Carl Hasty, that for anyone who would feel like the rate of the monthly membership or any of our fee-based program is unobtainable for them to pay for the class or pay for the membership, they can absolutely come in and fill out a financial aid form, and we will subsidize the membership up to 50% off the membership. No one will be turned away due to the inability to pay, and we will absolutely work with anyone who comes in the door. And that is what the Y is here for, is to support the community and create a space where everyone is welcome and everyone can afford. So.
Okay. Thank you, Megan. Thank you so much. And thank you again for being here. Are there any other questions?
Hey, Jerry, we have our special guest here today. The borough president is here to join us. So if we can take a break and welcome the borough president.
I see you, Mr. Borough President. How are you?
How are you? And to George and to all of you, I don't have an official report today, but I did want to come by to just say thank you to everyone. As you know, it's coming to an end for me. December 1st is my last day as the borough president. I have been blessed with a career in government here in the Bronx since the age of 21, when I first ran for district leader. I ran for the New York State Assembly in the Soundview section at the age of 22 for the first time, lost, became the assemblyman at 23, became the borough, after 7 terms, became the borough president at 35. And, you know, all good things come to an end, but I didn't want to leave without making sort of my Zoom calls to the community boards to say thank you, because I'm proud of the work that we've done. And I'll be the first to admit that life isn't perfect in the Bronx. We've experienced a lot of pain and loss around COVID. Obviously, there's been hiccups in crime. But, you know, pre-COVID, we did a lot of great work together. We did work collectively in putting people back to work. We were #1 in unemployment when I first took office, at over 14% unemployment. The month before the pandemic hit, we were under 4%, or we were about 4%. We put 117,000 more people to work. We've done over 50,000 units of housing, all kind of housing. A lot of it was in your community board, working with Speaker Hasty. We were able to work with Habitat for Humanity to do one of the first ever affordable income home ownership. Low income affordable home ownership. We were able to do the YMCA. We were able to to do so many things in every corner of the borough, and it's been a privilege and an honor of a lifetime to be able to serve my home borough, to be the president of my home borough, being a son of the Boogie Down Bronx. It's no better job in the city than that. And I'm here home in my kitchen, but I wanted to say, you know, I'm not going to be able to see you all because of COVID and, you know, the holidays and what have you. But thank you for your service. Thank you for those of you who are on the community board. You don't get paid a nickel for caring for your block, your community board, and the overall borough of the Bronx. Continue to build that camaraderie, continue to trust and work with the elected officials more so than other parts of the city. This community board has incredible not only leadership but a cohesive leadership that is the model and should be the model for other community boards at every level, from Congress down to the city council members, to the assembly members, to the state senator. You guys have a couple of state senators. You guys have done an amazing job at identifying that leadership. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your agreements. Thank you for your disagreements. Thank you for knocking me in the head and pulling my ear when you needed to, at least, through the staff with Tom and others. You've done an amazing job in making me look good. And for that, I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I'm certainly thankful and grateful. Happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, y Feliz Año Nuevo. So I just wanted to come by and say that.
Thank you so much. You just been great. You've just been great, so it is kind of hard to see you go, but things got to move on, too. I hope we do see you though. I hope we do see you.
Yeah. I won't say goodbye. I'll say see you later.
See you later. That's right. That's right. Okay, so wait, I have a couple of questions here. A couple of hands raised. I have Anthony Reed.
Anthony.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Mr. Energy here. Mr.
Yeah.
Ruben.
What's up?
Man, I appreciate you, man. I love you for free, man. You've been a blessing to me, man. And you looking younger than ever, man. I don't know if it's the turkey coming or what, man, but you have been a blessing, Ruben, man. And I look forward to whatever you work on after this. I want to be a part of it, man, because your energy is wonderful. And I really appreciate you, man, because, a lot of people is not approachable, and you're very approachable. I'm talking about on all different levels. And you're approachable, man. And God bless you, man. God got his hands on you, Ruben. God bless you, man. Thank you, man.
I'm going to take that. Jerry, take that from Anthony, because you all know when Anthony don't like somebody, he let it be known. So for him to say those kind words about me, I'll take those.
That's true.
I love you, my brother. I love you.
All right.
Barbara Gibson.
And we have Luke Sabados. Miss
Hello.
Gibson, I'm going to come to you next. Luke Sabados.
Luke.
Hi there. Hey, President Diaz. I actually live in the building, the Habitat for Humanity homeowner building. Yeah. It has literally changed my life. I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all your advocacy. And we're actually doing a kind of a holiday event on the 19th of December. If you want, we're going to do potluck. We're welcoming you and our other electeds to come by Sydney House for some good food and camaraderie. So I'll send your office an email.
Send it to Tom.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Luke.
Yeah, of course. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Now, Ms. Gibson.
Barbara.
Ruben.
Barbara, you've been this is the beginning, Barbara.
Thank you. It's been a blessing and continuous blessing to your next step in life. It's been a pleasure following you all around and going different places. And it's a pleasure. It was a pleasure getting to know your family. Thank you for coming out of Soundview. Continuous blessings. Thank you.
God bless you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Now we have Miss Singleton, Nicole Singleton.
Yes, I have to say something to our Bronx Borough President. You always be my Bronx Borough President. I remember our picture from Barnes and Nobles when we did in that first round, right? But unfortunately, we didn't win the second round, and it's okay. So I want to say thank you for being in the belly of the beast, fearlessly and unapologetically.
Thank you, Nicole.
I also want to agree and say that you are very approachable as a politician. That's rare. That's very rare. right?
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you for continuously to motivate and inspire the grassroots family and population out there to fight regardless and to stand regardless. You know, and you're always willing to come to the table and negotiate. So that shows me you have no ego. So I want to say thank you. And I truly, from the community, I say, we appreciate you.
Yes.
I rest my mic.
We thank you, Nicole.
Okay.
See you soon.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay.
Thank you for the
I'll
opportunity.
be remiss if I don't say thank you to our
Johnny.
President Ruben Diaz Jr. In terms of education, I was very impressed who you put in your office for education, my friend Monica Major. And when I saw you did that pick, I knew how well you appreciate our 38,000 district kids in District 11. I'm speaking of, but the entire Bronx. When it comes down to schools and kids, it's my top priority. I love it. I've been in business with kids for 39 years and 31 years at the Board of Ed. And when I see a person like you who once taught, and every time you came out, it was never a time that you didn't embrace education. So wherever you go, whether it's a sample from your own personal children who are now, I guess, out of the house, doing their thing because they're college grad, and to your lovely wife, and to your father, who I know very well and appreciate because we wear the same thing, a hat. And I want him to know I appreciate all what your son and have done, because I know coming from a family of love and education, it means a lot to me. So congratulations to wherever you go. You will always have a depth in my heart when it comes down to kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Johnny. You know, I'm a product of the public school system, District 7 in the South Bronx. I went to Lehman High School and then graduated from Stevenson High School, chasing after a young lady who's still married to me. But I've always been big on education since I've been the borough president, and I see Dina Robbins is talking about PS 31. I went to PS 31. So yeah, Dina, I've been able to allocate almost $400 million in capital funds. And the biggest, the area that has the biggest slice of that, almost 25% of that has been in education, computer science labs, yards, everything that has to do with education. So I appreciate that, Johnny.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So, Mr.
Thank you all.
Diaz, President, Borough President Diaz, be well.
You too. See you all soon. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Is there anyone else for the public gallery? Anyone else? Okay, so with that, I think now the public gallery is closed because I don't see any more hands. And I don't hear anybody else. So the public gallery is now closed. All right, so I'll turn it back over to you, Mr. Burke. Okay.
All right. Public gallery session is now closed, and we will now hear from our elected officials. So I would like to open this up by asking, is there anyone here from Assemblyman Denowitz's office? Now, I know that normally it was Ivan Ness, but he's moved on. And so I forgot the name of the person who's replacing Mr. Ness. So is anyone here from Assemblyman Denowitz's office?
Good evening. My name is Danella. I work for Assemblymember Jeffrey Dinowitz.
That's right. How are you doing, Danella?
I'm
Welcome.
good. How are you? We don't have any announcements this week, so I just want to wish everyone a happy holidays next week when it comes, and stay safe.
Okay, not a problem, Ms. Smith. Welcome, and please give us
Thank you.
your best. So, is there anyone here from Speaker Hasey's office?
Okay. So the
Okay. Let me stop.
No,
Let me stop.
I'm not
Let me
gonna
stop right
stay
there.
long today.
Okay. If you
Do you have
are,
an idea of what day your wife is coming home?
wait.
Or not yet?
They're going to be here on the 15th.
Wait, hang on for a second.
Okay, of December.
Let me do something right quick since people cannot. All right. So we're gonna try this again. All right. Now, I've asked everybody to please make certain that if you're not being spoken to, let's please make sure that everybody's muted. Okay? Now, is anybody here from Speaker Hasey's office? Okay, hearing none, moving forward. Is anybody here from Senator Biagi's office?
Yes, my name is Tyler.
Hi, how are you doing? So you're here replacing Angela this month?
Just for today.
Okay, oh, just for that. Okay, okay. Well, welcome to Community Board 12.
Thank you. I appreciate the welcome. Just going to provide some quick updates. I know I want to be mindful of your time. So the first one is that Senator Biaggi joined Congressman Richie Torres to urge New York State Department of Transportation to only permit uses of the Harlem River Yards Trade Center that serve the environmental interest of the Bronx. Second ledge update, the senator joined Senator Serino and colleagues in a letter to Governor Hochul asking to include a historic $1.5 million in the upcoming state budget to fund research, education, and initiatives to combat the scourge of Lyme and TBDs. And finally, I have an announcement from our office for an event for this Saturday, 11/20 from 12 to 5 p.m. I'll put the information in the chat. This is a food and health empowerment fair that'll be hosted alongside Representative Ocasio-Cortez and Councilmember-elect Marjorie Velasquez at the Huntington Free Library. And so there's going to be food distribution here. There's a turkey giveaway. The sign-up link will be in the chat. I encourage everyone to be here. There's a lot of good resources for the community here. And with that, I yield my time, and I appreciate you giving me the chance to speak. Thank you.
No problem. You have it, Mr. Wong. And give the senator. Actually, we just saw the senator not too long ago, but please give Angela our best and happy holiday to you. Okay.
I certainly will. Thank you.
Not a problem. You got it. So next, is there any representative here from Senator Bailey's office? Okay. Hearing none. Moving forward. We're going to talk with Councilman Dennis. Is anybody here from Councilman Dennis's office? Okay, moving forward. I see someone here from Councilman Riley's office.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you. How are you doing, Ms. Briscoe? Welcome.
I'm all right. How are you?
Fantastic.
All right. So, as everyone knows, my name is Cynthia. I'm the constituent liaison at Councilmember Kevin Riley's office. Our phone number is 718-684-5509. My email is cprisco, that's C as in cat, P as in Peter, R as in rabbit, I as in igloo, S as in squirrel, C as in cat, O as in owl at council.nyc.gov. Our office is still closed for renovations, but we are still available virtually. You can reach out to us from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And actually, this Monday, we will be at our office to do a turkey distribution outside of the office. It's by RSVP only, just because of the limited number of turkeys available. So we want to let everyone know about the event, invite you all to come. You can RSVP by contacting our office at 718-684-5509, emailing myself or emailing District 12 at council.nyc.gov. And I actually just want to go back to another point earlier in the meeting. So I know the gentleman from UFT, I believe his name was Nicholas Cruz. We're actually supporting the bill 2374 2021. We really do want to evaluate class sizes, make them smaller, make it more hospitable to have a good education, a good and quality education, so that kids can really have the opportunity and that teachers can really actually be able to handle and work with the kids as they should be able to, you know? So we are proud to support that bill.
Okay, so again, thank you so much. And I think we're going to discuss that a little bit later on in the meeting, but thank you. And please give the councilman our best and, happy holiday to you and yours as well. Okay.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you. So Mr. Nicholas Vasquez from Congressman Jamal Bowman's office. Welcome, Nicholas. How are you? And by the way, I haven't forgotten about you, just so you know, so we need to have a chat, but how are you doing?
Hey, good evening, everybody. And I would expect nothing less, Dr. Burke. Don't worry, I know. But with that said, I hope everybody's been doing well. I know it's been a rough couple of weeks, especially with everything that's been going on. With that said, I just want to say thank you guys for having me here. Happy holidays to everyone. I don't have too many updates at the time, unfortunately, But I do want to tell everybody, be aware. Well, first thing first, actually, FEMA is still around. It's going to be around until December 6th. For anybody who's been affected, if you have not already done so, please, you can still apply for FEMA grants to support your home, whether it's your home or your business, small business, whatever help you need. FEMA is still around. With that said, yeah, our office is now open Monday through Fridays, 9 to 5. That's regular. People can call us. We're good. But if anybody would like to come in person, we are only doing in-person visits Tuesdays to Fridays, 9 to 5. It's not a big difference, but just so people know, Mondays we won't, Saturday to Monday, we will not be in office. And lastly, because we haven't put out anything public yet, I'm not allowed to say anything, but all I will tell y'all is follow our news feeds. We have a lot of good events coming up next week. I think you guys will be happy and enjoy them or appreciate them. What they're going to be about, we're aiming to have a, nice to see you too, Dr. Robbins. We're aiming to have a healing week. And so I hope you guys definitely stay tuned. If you guys are not following our pages, please follow. And he has 2 accounts. He has an unofficial account and an official, in which he does 2 different events. We have official events that we host. I work for the official team. And we have an unofficial team who does more of the campaign stuff. And they do the events like giving out toy giveaways, food giveaways. We had one in Mount Vernon not too long ago. So things like that, you guys want to be, I want you guys to be aware of. So there's Congressman Jamal Bowman, then there's Jamal Bowman. You search them up and you'll find both accounts. Yeah, I think I've went on long enough. But our office, you can call us at you can call us at 718-530-7710. If you guys want to get in contact with me directly, you can call me at 917-480-0185. And for those, my information is in the chat, but for those who want my email out loud, it's Nicholas, Nikolas, .Vasquez, V as in Victor, ASQUEZ @mail.house.gov. Again, thank you guys for having me here, and happy holidays, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, happy holidays, Nicholas. I'm surprised you didn't say anything about the infrastructure bill that was just signed. So, I mean, you don't have any updates with that?
Well, what would you guys like to know? I think.
I mean, I just thought that there was some. So let me ask this question. So what, we have a lot of infrastructure projects that are, taking place, in particular with the Transportation Committee. As you know, they're redoing White Plains Road right now. In fact, that redesign is going on right now. And in fact, I'm going to report on kind of sort of what we just did at the borough board meeting last month. So I was under the impression that there would be some information coming as far as, what we can do. I mean, yes, I know that the MTA, they're still talking about going up on fares, despite the fact that they're getting, billions of dollars from Congress. So I thought that you may have had something to report. But like, I'll say this, Nicholas, if you don't do it this month, then let's do it in January. How's that?
It's not because we don't have any. It's just that it's not into law yet. It's still not like it's passed, but it's not officially in law yet. So next month I'll be able to break down the numbers for you guys a little better if that's what you're looking for. And for those who were a little surprised and shocked by the congressman's vote, the congressman is not that he does not agree with infrastructure. He believes in infrastructure and he wants the bill to pass. That was not the issue at all. And for those who are interested and wanting to know why, I'll put a link into a video. He was on Black Westchester and he explained himself thoroughly as to why he made that specific decision. It had nothing to do with him being against infrastructure. He supports infrastructure. He wanted the soft infrastructure with it. And what I mean by that is, I mean services for seniors, services for homes, group homes, services for cure violence agencies. Those services that, infrastructure covers the hard stuff, but these are the soft services that if we can't fix these, then it's like we have a nice community, but we still have struggling people. With that said, I don't want to say too much more. I'll put the link to the video in the chat for everybody who's interested. And if you guys have any questions, call our office and we definitely want to help you guys answer anything. And if you guys go on, I believe it's Facebook, he had a live town hall last week explaining himself there too. So if you guys search up Congressman Jamal Bowman or Jamal Bowman on Facebook, you will also see there his explanation. But I'll try and get the links and I'll put them in the chat so everybody can view that.
Okay, well, you got it, Nicholas. And again, happy holidays to you too. Like I said, I'll reach out to you. I'll do that, and we can go from there, and we can discuss what you and I have been talking about. But anyway, all the best to you. You know that I wish you nothing but the best. I need to address Mr. Carl Lanzano because I see he had his hand up, and I think I may have missed him when Cynthia Prisco was on from Councilman Riley's office. So, Mr. Lanzano, you had a question? Yes, no?
No, I don't have a question.
Okay. Okay. Your hand was up, Mr. Lanzano. That's what I said. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Take it off.
Okay. Okay. I'll take it off for you. So, thank you. So anyway, so thank you, Nicholas. You, like I said, you be good. Okay.
Dr. Berg, it's nice seeing you again. Have a
Not
good
a
one.
problem. You got it, my friend. You got it. So next up, I want to say is I want to know if Erica is here or Mary Alex is here from the DA's office. Okay, so no Marilex and no Erica D. Okay, so maybe no one. I thought I saw someone here from the DA's office, but maybe they had to jump off for a second. Okay, so moving on. So we actually now have somebody new here from Department of City Planning. So I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but if you can remind me, the person from City Planning, it used to be Manny Lagaris. But Manny's moved on. So anybody from City Planning? No? Okay. What about Comptroller Scott Stringer's office? Okay. And last but not least, Community Affairs Unit for the Mayor's office before we hear from Alexis. Okay, so that concludes the elected officials report. And so now as we move on to the agenda, we heard from the borough president himself, wishing us well, and, members wish him well as well. But more importantly, we always hear from Ms. Alexis Ruiz, who always comes and brings greetings from the borough president's office. So Ms. Ruiz, welcome to Community Board 12. How are you doing today?
Hi, good evening, Dr. Burke. I'm happy to see you. I missed you last meeting.
Well, like I said, I'm glad to be missed, but I'm happy to see you, my friend.
Hi, everyone. I hope that everyone is doing well. The only update that I have is that if anyone has not already sent me the EEO policy form, please fill that out and send it back to me via email. I'm going to place all of my information in the chat, and I'll be here for the remainder of the meeting. I just want to say everyone have a very, 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 very happy and safe holiday this next week. And yeah, I'll be here if anyone has any questions for me or if anything comes up. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Alexis, and thank you for all the work that you do for the borough president's office. And, again, happy holidays to you and yours as we, get into the holiday season. So with that being said, next up is me and with the chairman's report. And as I said before, I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it. I did not send it out in time, so I will, send it to all of the board members, respectively, probably within the next day or two. So I just want to comment on a couple of things. So if you remember back in September, we had a meeting of the Transportation Committee in which, and why am I drawing a blank right now? Navardo Lopez, who was the outgoing commissioner of the New York City Department of Transportation, came to us with the text amendments for the open restaurant policy. And so based on the recommendation of the Transportation Committee and the approval of the General Board, we went on ahead and at the Borough Board last month and voted on that. So that is now been recommended to the City Council, who I think either has voted on it or will be voting on it. The only other things that, excuse me, are of note was that, like I said, we met not yesterday. I want to say 2 days ago with Councilman Denowitz, myself and George and a couple of other Senator Biaggi and a couple of people from Woodlawn as it pertains to Indian Fields Playground. If you need any background information on that, again, you can see Mrs. Denise Bond, or go to, I want to say that took place in September at her committee meeting, and she did include that in her minutes. So I'm not going to belabor the point, but that project is moving forward. Obviously, the Economic Development and the Education Committees met, and their reports are on file as well. And one thing I forgot to add outside of the vaccination information is at Borough Board today, I forget the person's name, Michael somebody or another from the New York City Department of Finance, but he gave some critical information, which I think is very, very important. And so I captured it because I want to report it out to the board and to the community. So there is Michael Sharp. Thank you, George. Michael Sharp. Okay. So there is going to be a lien sale of homes on December the 17th. And so obviously most of you know what a lien is, but what if you don't know what a lien is where you are in arrears with the city for either a water bill or sewer bill or taxes. And when you are in default of that, then the city sells those debts to private investors. And so if you are in arrears of $5,000 or more, and those arrears are over 3 years, then of course that's when you go into arrears. So then you can, I see what George put the information in the chat. So if you go and click on that link, you can look at the information, whether or not your home is or is not in arrears. However, the city does not want to sell your property. Okay, well, I understand to sell your property, but they really do not really want you to be in a lien status. So you can be removed from the lien status, in particular, if you've had a hardship due to COVID-19. So, COVID has had a massive impact on everybody. So if you've had a hardship and you can prove it due to COVID, then you will be removed from the lien list. Also, if your property was damaged by Hurricane Ida, so you just heard, Mr. Vasquez from Congressman Bowman's office just talk about that. So you have until December 6th. But if your property was damaged by Ida and you are in arrears because of that, you will be removed from the lien list. Also, there's a senior exemption as well as the veterans exemption. So if you are a senior that's having difficulty paying your city bills, or of course you're a veteran, then you can also be removed from the liens list. So I know George has put that information in the chat, but I think what I captured was, for those of you that do not have the chat, you can go to www.nyc.gov and then search Department of Finance, and then all that information will come up. So I am done, and I'm going to turn this over to our wonderful district manager, Mr. George Torres.
Hey, good evening, everyone. So I'll try to be as brief as possible. I don't know if we shared my report, but my report speaks on the controller's audit, which Ursula shared with you a couple days ago. Let me just go to my report real quick. Ursula sent out an email to all the board members on November 3rd with the results of the audit. And the audit was to cover 4 things: our website, minutes, if we're letting the public speak. And that's actually it was one of the things that I mentioned in my report, which I've been working for the city for a very long time. I'm pretty versed on a lot of stuff. I did not know, and I think a lot of my colleagues and my fellow district managers for the Bronx also did not know that there is a difference between a public meeting and a public hearing. So what we're doing tonight, a public meeting, is not necessarily a public hearing. And apparently we're supposed to do both every month. But when we raised these issues with the controller's office, they did not have answers for us. One of the other things, for example, if you turn on channel 67 right now on Bronx on Cablevision or 33 on FiOS, you'll see that we're being broadcast. We're mandated, so we've been meeting this even though it was never really an obligation, but apparently it was. One of the things that we weren't necessarily hitting on, and I think, I've been having this conversation with Carla Basati, for example, in the last 2 weeks, is notification. So the State Committee on Open Government, or the Open Meetings, or I forget how the name of it, the State Committee on Open Government has a mandate of 72 hours for public notification. But the city charter actually has a 7-day notification, so 1 week. So again, I think there's a lot of stuff that we need to do or we need to plan for moving forward as a community board. We need to amend our bylaws to reflect what not only the state government requires, but also the city charter. And the only thing that I'll add to that is that I sent also last week, or I should say Ursula sent it, Governor Kathy Hochul, one of her first acts was to, we now have to send agendas out. The Committee on Open Government was mum on that. You just had to send notification of a meeting. But now you have to post what the meeting is being held for, why it's being held, where it's being held, and all that stuff. I think it was only, I forget what the time frame was, but again, we shared that press release with the community board. So again, we will make sure that moving forward, we're in compliance so that we meet all the mandates that we're supposed to be meeting. And that's pretty much it. I'll answer any questions. And ironically, I like numbers. Today is my 2500 day serving as the district manager. So that's a pretty weird thing. 2500. It stopped right on right on 2500. So that's pretty cool. I thought it was cool. So thank you for that. So.
Well, so let me ask a question, George. So you like numbers? So you're a mathematician then? I take it, right?
No, not at all. I just it was a round number 25, and I was like, holy cow, that's pretty weird. That it's a unique thing.
Okay, because I was going to ask you. Math was one of my favorite subjects. So was that your favorite subject in school?
No, I was good at it, but my brother is the mathematician. He's actually a math teacher, so he's
okay.
Okay. He got blessed with that, not me.
Okay. Well, I mean, since you said you like numbers, but anyway, thanks, George. We appreciate you. And just for those that are monitoring the chat, so our board member Ted James has made some comments as well. So he says that only liens for property taxes and charges will be sold, so water and sewer liens will not. So that's from Mr. Ted James in the chat. So so I just want to make certain that I announce that as well. Okay. All right. So next on the agenda, so we're breezing right along, which is a good thing. So next on the agenda is the approval of the board minutes. So I guess it's up to me. So we have the minutes for May as well as last month's minutes. So what I want to do is share my screen again, because this is the first time that we've been able to do this in quite some time. And before I say that, I want to thank Ms. Carla Brasati, because I know that, like I said, I know that there are some issues that she mentioned to you as a board, but the fact that she really is doing this and is very accurate with the minutes. I want to thank her, for doing this. And as we always said, sometimes patience is best for those who wait. So these are what I'm scrolling down now. These are our minutes from the May meeting. And again, everybody that is a member of this board should have a copy of it. And truth be told, I know I'll just mention this. This should be on our website. So hopefully, we're going to talk about that in executive committee, as far as making certain that all of that is up to snuff and so forth and so on, as far as our outreach is concerned. So I'm going through this a little bit slowly, so let me speed it up here, because again, everybody that is a board member definitely has a copy, and as well as any resident that would like a copy, you are more than willing to, if it's not on our website, please let myself know, or please let George or Ursula know, and we will get this to you, because as I said before, this is public knowledge. And again, I'm just scrolling through. I'm trying to speed it up, but my computer is a little bit slow here today. But in any event, I want to thank Ms. Borsati for the May 2021 minutes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to vote on that, and then we're going to take a look at the October minutes, and then we're going to do a quick vote on that, and then go from there. So what we need to do is approve the minutes for the board. So I need a motion to accept the approval of the minutes of the May 2021 general board meeting.
So moved by John Isaac.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Okay, and that's Mrs. Bond, right?
Correct.
Okay, so it's been moved and properly seconded. So I'll call for the question.
Question.
Question is, do we approve the minutes of the May 2021 meeting? And so on that, we need a roll call vote. So Madam Secretary, the floor is yours.
Judith Benitez. Aye. Egeria Bennett. Aye. Sydney Blair. Sydney Blair.
See, I got to teach him.
Sydney Blair. Denise Bond. Aye. Ivan Boras.
Abstain.
Paula Basati.
Aye.
Michelle Brumfield. Michelle Brumfield. Marlene Brown.
Aye.
Victor Brown.
Aye.
Deacon Edward Brown. Norbert Bryan.
Oh, you're waiting for me, right? I apologize.
Who's this?
I vote yes.
Who are you? Who is indicating they're voting yes?
It looks like Michelle Brumfield. Miss Michelle?
Is it Michelle or is it
That was Michelle Bloomfield.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sadie Campbell. Joan Claude.
Aye.
Beatrice Cornell.
Aye.
Colleen Dickinson.
I apologize. I was not able to unmute myself. I'm sorry.
Kason Dubois.
Abstain.
Kason but Dubois.
Yeah, abstain.
Abstain. Okay, thank you. Kevin Eichelberger.
Aye.
Alfredo Figueroa.
Aye.
Hannah Gappelli. Hannah Gappelli. Barbara Gibson.
Abstain.
Johnny Goff. Johnny Goff. Robert Hall. Lisa Hayes is excused. John Isaac.
Aye.
Theodore James,
Aye.
Keisha Martin,
Aye.
Ifa Les, Paul Lanzano,
Aye.
Joanne Manzette, Joran Massette, Lucille Martin,
Aye.
Shanika Moore,
Aye.
Clinton Mike,
Aye.
Carmen Ortiz.
Aye. Aye.
Got you. Anthony Reed, Anthony Reed, Dina Robbins,
Aye, with correction.
you have a correction?
Yes, the spelling of my name.
Oh.
It's Robbins, 1B, the
Okay.
bird, not the ice cream. Thank you.
Okay, so noted. Jessica Samboy. Jessica Samboy. Luisa Sanchez. Harry Singh. Harry Singh.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What's the question, please?
We're voting on the May minutes.
Oh. Aye.
Thank you, Harry. Paul Stricker.
Aye, but I ask a favor, do not mute me because I'm driving on the Springboard Parkway going to Pace. So if you mute me, I can't be part of the meeting.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, Mr. Stricker. I'm sorry, Mr. Bnyc. We were just trying to, because a lot of people have their mics open, Mr. Stricker, and it just makes it kind of difficult. But now that you said that, I'll make an exception for it. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I had to pull over 3 times this now to get unmuted.
Mr. Stricker,
So.
we got you. So we're squared away.
Thanks
Okay.
a million.
You got it.
Okay. Okay. Luke. I left off with Luke.
Aye.
Deborah Torado.
Aye.
Deborah, okay, you're saying aye? Thank you. Esther Yemen.
Aye. Yes, Yemen.
I got you.
Aye.
Yemen. Gotcha.
Anthony Reed, aye.
All right, thank you. The ayes have it.
Hang on for a second. I see what Sydney has her hand up. Yes, Sydney.
I was just going to vote aye as well. I was having some difficulty earlier. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay, Sydney. All right, so Sydney's got aye as well.
Okay.
Okay, Madam Secretary, do we have a quorum?
Yes, I sent you an email saying that. I mean,
okay. Okay. Okay, so.
But let's go through it again because I'm getting some glitches on.
Well, we don't have another vote. We have actually 2 votes coming up from your committee as well as the Education Committee. So let me ask this question. So what I'm going to ask is the following: for the October meeting, I'm going to show those minutes now. So let me hit share. Hang on for a second. Right now, I'm a little bit of thumbs for whatever reason. So bear with me. There we go. And so, hello, it would help if I hit the button, right? So right now, let's go to the October meeting. So what you should see is the meeting from last month where it was chaired by our first vice chair, Ms. Bennett. So these are the minutes from last month, okay? So again, this is a public gallery session. This is actually moving a little bit faster here. This is a public gallery session. Again, every board member has a copy of these minutes, all right? So again, I'm just scrolling through this for, in particular, the members of the community who may not have seen this, or for the people who are watching us on BronxNet or Facebook or Fios or our YouTube channel. So my question is, as I scroll through the minutes, since board members already have a copy, if you would like to change your vote from abstain to a yes, or from a yes to a no, will you please let Madam Secretary know at the moment? If not, I'm going to ask for one unanimous motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting.
Barbara Gibson.
Okay, Ms. Gibson, you want to do what?
Let's say a yes.
Okay, so you change your vote from abstain to yes, okay? Anybody
Yes, sir.
else?
Let me read, Dr. Burke, just let me read out the names who set up abstentions.
Okay.
Boras. Ivan Boras. He had an abstention, so and since he's not answering, I'm going to assume it's going to be the same.
No, it's the same. Thank you. Abstain.
Charlene Dickinson.
Yes.
You saying yes?
I don't understand what the question is. I'm confused. I did not abstain.
Is voting for the October minutes?
Yes, aye. Same.
No, you said you abstained in the last one.
No, I did not. That's what I'm saying.
You said aye in the first one also?
Yes, ma'am.
Kason Dubois.
Yeah, it's a cash on the post. I'm saying
I
yes.
can't hear you.
I'm saying yes to this, but I abstained from the last one because I wasn't a board member at the time.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. So based on the information received, motion passes. So we've approved the meetings from May as well as last month. And again, thank you, Ms. Bonsati. I know that you're, catching up, and we look forward to, when you do, making certain that we get those and approve those minutes and post them as well. So keep up the good work. Next, we have our financial report from our wonderful treasurer, Ms. Tolene Dickerson. And so I spoke with Ms. Dickerson earlier. And so, as I said before, I know that what she's going to say, but I'm going to comment, a brief comment after. So, Madam Treasurer, take it away.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad everybody is healthy. Good to see you. God bless you. Our balance is the same. It's 1,094. I just received 2 more sunshine funds, which amounts to $70. Folks, I am very patiently, or not patiently, but waiting for everybody's sunshine fund money, which is $35. You could bring it to the office. You could mail a check to the office. On Tuesday, which is what Dr. Burke was getting ready to say, he and I are going to the bank, and we are trying, I've been trying for a while since I became treasurer, to get another form like a Zelle or some other way that people can put in their money. So this is what we're working on, and we'll have, some information on Tuesday, prayerfully. Is there anybody that wants to say anything about the Sunshine Fund, any questions? Carl? Oh, that's because he's open. I forgot. Okay, thank you.
Well,
Say something.
you kind of sort of said something, Madam Treasurer, but I'm going to say something different.
I want to say something.
Yes, Mr. Reed.
I'd like to make a motion that we get a fruit basket or whatever is feasible for Miss Dickerson, because she's back and she's in action, and I'm just asking that we give her something.
Well, I think we did that already.
Did we?
Did we? Yeah, I think so.
No, we didn't.
But I'll double check to make certain, but I could have swore that we did.
We didn't.
No.
Okay.
But it's fine. It's fine. I'm happy to be back.
I'll make the motion. Can somebody second it?
Well, let's bring it up under new business. Wait, Mr. Reed, so right now, that's not the time to do that. So if we're going to do that,
okay, I'll do it under new business.
Let's bring it up. But that's something I thought we did already. But okay, I'll double check. Okay. Anyway, we'll
all right. Thank you.
Bring your motion up under new business. How was that?
All right. Thank you.
All right, you got it. So what I was going to say is that what I'm going to do, I know that the Sunshine Fund is $35 a board member, but since I'm the chair, and since we're supposed to lead by example, I'm actually going to up my ante to $50. Okay, so I'm going to up my ante to $50, and so I challenge board members to do that if you can. If you can't, then it's okay. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to lead by example and do that. So that's what I was going to say, Madam Treasurer. So again, thank you for the work that you do. And if anyone chooses to join that challenge, I see Ms. Moore that says that she's going to do the same. So great. But
I'm in for a challenge, Chairman.
What's that?
I said I'm in for a challenge.
You in for it too? Okay, that's great. Then
I'm in.
That's fantastic. So the more the merrier. So okay, somebody says they can do $100. Okay, well.
I didn't get it, guys. I was eating. What are we doing?
Well, all I'm saying, the Sunshine Fund, Mr. Figueroa, is $35. I was just saying, since I'm the chair, I was going to lead by example and then up the ante to $50 for the Sunshine Fund. And so several board members stated that they were going to do the same. Ms. Moore, I want to say Anthony Reed, and a couple of others. Tolene said they were going to do the same. And then I think this may be a new board member, Deborah, stating that she's going to do $100, which is even better. So
I'm good with 50. We could do 50.
Okay, well, I mean, it's up to you. It's just, the dues is actually 35, but
I know.
Yeah,
but I mean, again, the more the merrier. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that, and that's why I said let's up the ante.
I know some of us, don't got it like that, but I mean, if we could dig a little deeper in the pocket, you know what I mean? But
yes. So anyway, so you're absolutely right. So thank you, my brother. So for all of those who can, let's make sure we can make that happen. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next part of the agenda. We have a special presentation. So we have a presentation which I think that you're going to really, really like. So let me just go. So we have Monica Hector is her Monique. I'm sorry. Okay, Monique.
Fine.
Okay, Monique Hector from New York City Small Business Services is here to give us a presentation. So Ms. Hector, this floor is yours.
Thank you guys. And I appreciate you inviting me, or I think we reached out. Either way, I'm glad to be able to present to you guys to Community Board 12 in the Bronx. So I just wanted to share, my name is Monique Hector. I am the Director of Program Development and Implementation at Bnyc. It's really Director of Programs. You can say that for short. It is a mouthful, but I am the Director of Programs with Black Entrepreneurs New York City. And I just wanted to share with you guys some information about our program, things that we've been up to, things that are happening, so that you are aware of the resources available at the city. So the New York City Department of Small Business Services is the city government's public economic development arm. SBS, and SBS is what we call it, short for Small Business Services. SBS helps unlock economic potential and create economic security for all New Yorkers by connecting New Yorkers to good jobs, creating stronger businesses, and building thriving neighborhoods across the 5 boroughs. Since the pandemic, we've been able to support, and I'm sure this number is higher now, over 224,000 services to businesses in New York City. And jumping right in, I want to share more about BNYC. So the city of New York is committed to building a stronger and fairer city by creating opportunities for all, safeguarding the American dream, and addressing the racial wealth gap. I know the statement addressing the racial wealth gap is always very vague and very broad. I tend to always state it definitely takes time. It's a process. It takes systems to be in place to be able to do that, but that's definitely something that's on our agenda. And in September of 2019, the New York City Department of Small Business Services launched BNYC. It is a first of its kind initiative in any major American city, and it addresses the racial wealth gap by empowering Black entrepreneurs. BNYC aims to provide pathways to achieve systemic change, creating equitable opportunities for wealth generation in the Black community through business ownership. So some of our goals that are highlighted is that we help the Black business owners navigate challenges posed by the pandemic, but on a larger scale, we want to increase the number of Black-owned businesses in New York City. We want to make sure that folks who have that entrepreneurial spirit are able to understand what it takes to be an entrepreneur, a business owner, and get the right tools and resources to be able to take that on and do it successfully. We do also have a focus on high growth industries. Some of our high growth industries are cannabis, which you might be aware of is a huge thing right now for New York City, New York State. We also want to focus on educating folks about fintech, education tech, energy. It's important for Black entrepreneurs to be aware of this space, especially because that space is growing. One thing I share all the time, and I shared it earlier with someone too, when I talk about technology, I don't want folks to think about technology from this like unknown, area, unknown space where it's like, I don't know technology. For Black entrepreneurs, it is important to incorporate technology in any of the work that you do. Even if you have a clothing store, if you're online or if you're not online and you have a storefront, finding a way to incorporate technology to be able to connect with your customers is always important. And tech is growing, it's on the rise. I'm sure we all know that by now. We've all acclimated to this virtual world, but technology is something that every business owner needs to think about. But some of our guiding principles is that entrepreneurship is the key to addressing the racial wealth gap. It is an opportunity for people to have that business ownership and be able to own and control their money, be able to grow their money the way they need to. And we're connecting constituents to resources through public-private partnerships, which I'll share in a while as well. 4 pillars to achieve systemic change for us, and based on an advancing entrepreneurship report we did, we were able to connect with over 1,500 entrepreneurs in New York City in 2018-19. And 4 things were addressed that were a concern that we wanted to tackle. So providing equitable access to financing, so getting the money you need for your business, strengthening professional networks and advice, being able to connect and network with other individuals, and scaling Black businesses for long-term success is a huge one as well. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs talk about scaling and it comes from a place of just growth, but scaling really requires creating systems, not spending more money than you need to, but still making more money So definitely scaling is something that we have a focus on. And then preparing Black entrepreneurs for opportunities, again, in the high growth industries. So we want to be able to educate people about those opportunities in those spaces. And folks who are potentially maybe working in a tech industry now full-time as a job, but what opportunities might lie when it comes to doing that work on your own and becoming a business owner. A few things that we also work on, as I mentioned earlier, aside from our Advancing Black Entrepreneurship report, we also do policy research around these high growth industries. So again, cannabis is one of the biggest ones that we've been focusing on recently, working with other partners. And we also contribute to panels and learning on state Black business and entrepreneurship in New York City. So we contribute a lot to other organizations. So some of our programs that we've launched so far, there are 5 programs. We have a MasterCard Digital Doors webinar series, and that series is focused on getting businesses that are normally in, as storefronts to get them online. So it's digital doors, it's getting your digital door open. And we have Shop Your City, BNYC, which is focused on amplifying Black businesses in New York City, and also making sure that we're engaging other folks to be able to buy and support from Black businesses in New York City. And then another initiative that we have is BNYC Startup Intensive. That is a 40-hour course. Over time, folks are learning about marketing, branding, building a business plan. It's a really great class. We just had about 40 people graduate. We've started 2 more classes just this past month. And then we have BNYC Mentors. BNYC Mentors is focused on connecting Black entrepreneurs with other Black entrepreneurs or leaders in the space in different industries. And you are able to have a one-on-one appointment with the Black entrepreneur, or we have group sessions as well, where we focus on highlighting maybe a topic that we hear a lot of people have questions about. One that we did do a while back, I think, was branding. Yes, we had a class on branding. So we have that expert in the field come in, talk about that topic, and then also have everyone in the group be able to ask questions. And then I'll talk later in detail about our newest program, which is exciting, our BNYC Access Consulting. We just launched that program actually in August, and I will share a little bit more detail on that soon. Another thing that is key for the work that we do at BNYC and why we operate a little bit differently is that we focus on building public-private partnerships to be able to access the resources that we need. So as I mentioned earlier, we partnered with MasterCard to do the Digital Doors webinar series. We also have support from Goldman Sachs to be able to provide education tools and financial products. Over time, we have a partnership with a UK-based company called Founder Tribes to do a speaker series with top experts in different industries. I'll say our last program that we had featured Jewel Burke-Solomon. She's the head of Google Startups in the US, and she also is a founder of her own business. And then we will be launching soon, which is exciting, our BNYC Accelerator. It is going to be a facility at the Brooklyn Navy Yard, and we will have programs that are available for all industries, and then again, focusing on high growth industries. And then we have the BNYC Access Consulting Program, which is a partnership with Ernst & Young, with EY, and it's offering 2,000 hours of technical consulting for Black business owners. It is tailored for Black businesses. We're hoping to serve over 500 Black entrepreneurs, and each business owner gets up to 4 hours of time with an EY consultant. So going into a little bit more detail about the consulting, our rationale behind it was really coming from our report, Advancing Black Entrepreneurship in New York City. Less than 40% of entrepreneurs reported that they did not have access to mentors and advisors. It was a historic impact of limited access to capital and bank loans, predatory credit policies, and the lack of banking relationships. The pandemic continues to disproportionately impact the health and economic welfare of Black communities across the city, and the time with advisors has become even more scarce and even more important. So we have this partnership with Ernst & Young, which I'll call EY. That's what they call themselves now. And it is our 4th program through BNYC, and it's a 3-part commitment from EY. There is a resource hub that will allow Black entrepreneurs to access materials and entrepreneurship experts. There's going to be an interactive online group learning session, some face-to-face interaction and support, some peer-to-peer learning. And the highlight that has been rolled out right now is 2,000 hours of one-on-one consulting. So again, operating businesses are able to connect with a consultant and get up to 4 hours of support. And some of the services do include, and I'll go through the consulting matching categories, access to capital. Access to capital is essentially focusing on having someone potentially go through what the best resources might be for you. to find out how much capital your business really needs, and advice on preparing your documents even. So it's very open. These, again, these are the 7 categories, but think of them as kind of open, because if there's something that you do need support with that you don't specifically see here, then find the one that best fits so that you can be able to connect to a mentor. And then we have one-on-one mentorship. So we still have the opportunity for folks to get advice on a variety of subjects based on the consultant's expertise. A lot of the consultants are 10, 15, 20 years in their field and can help in different areas and based on their skills. And then we have customer acquisition. Customer acquisition will allow business owners to learn how to get more customers, get suggestions on how to promote or distribute their products, go to different channels. Financial management is another piece that consultants can be able to review some of your business finances and provide advice on things that you can do better to manage your money. One of our customers recently, she actually got support in pricing her products the right way. So that was a great help for her to be able to price her products accordingly. Affordable workspace is just getting advice on how to find affordable workspace in New York City. If you're currently working from home, working your business from home, maybe there are opportunities for spaces in New York City for you to step out of that space. And then networking. They can provide advice on how to best network, how to find and leverage opportunities. I think that's a huge one as well. And then learning and development. It varies and it's really based on your business's need. If you want to build capacity, if you want to learn how to better manage your team, if you need communication skills support, these are the 7 areas that the consultants can support you in. I will drop the link to the application in the chat, so you will have that. I'll also share it with Michael, and so that he can have it, or anyone else on the community board member team, and then he can share with you guys as needed. And for the program, a qualified business must be a for-profit business, currently operating within the 5 boroughs of New York City, and then also as a small business. And a small business is really defined as a business with under 500 employees. So I'm sure many of you are fine. And that is that's a bit about the program, and then also just overall BNYC. This is more information about how you can contact us. This is our Executive Director and Chief Development Officer, Kenneth Eby, and this is me. And this is the link to our website, and this is an email address also that you can contact us at. So in the chat, again, I will drop all of this information. In addition, I will drop in my email address if you need to reach out to me directly. Do you guys have any questions?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna facilitate that right now. So
Okay.
thank you so much, Ms. Hector.
Yes.
So with that being said, so if you have any questions, so first of all, if you are a non-board member, what I'm gonna ask you to do is put it in the chat so that I can monitor the chat. But first of all, if you're a non-board member, I'm gonna ask you to put it in the chat so I can monitor it and then present it. If you're a board member, what I'm gonna ask you to do is to raise your hand by, either in the participant section, or if you go and do it like we've been doing electronically, or if you're on the phone, hit *9. And like I said, you can go to the reactions button and then raise your hand if you are a board member, if you have any questions for Ms. Hector regarding her presentation. So I'm monitoring the chat, and I'm looking for board members. Do I see any hands? So I don't, but I'm going to facilitate this. I'm going to start then, and hopefully this will start a discussion. So, Ms. Hector, let me ask you this. You mentioned it has to be in the 5 boroughs, right? And that makes sense. What about a SBS hub zone? So are there any other incentives if you are in the SBS hub zone?
I'm not too sure about that. I would honestly have to get back to you on that. Let's see, SBS hub zone.
Right. Right, and the reason I say that, so for those that don't know what a what a hub zone is, so that's if you're familiar with the Small Business Administration, there is what's called hub zones, and so I think I know where in the Williamsbridge section we qualify, so that means that there's extra monies available to you if you were to open up a small business in in a hub zone. And so what a hub zone is what they consider a disadvantaged area. So in other words, to the point that Ms. Hector was making, a lot of people of color are not really starting businesses or don't have access to the capital. And so I know that the Small Business Administration is really trying to do their best to develop this particular area. And so therefore, given not only its tax incentives, but also giving incentives for lenders to come in to those areas and develop small businesses. And of course, you have to be a for-profit business, and that's what the hub zone is. So
Yeah, that one is through the SBA. So
yes.
I'm not sure the connection that SBS has with the SBA in terms of supporting and having folks in the hub zone be able to participate, but I will look into it.
Okay. 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 And that was my question. So are there any other questions for Ms. Hector? Okay, I know that Ted says please post the link for the application.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so he said that. I'm trying to think. I don't see anything else. Are there any other questions? No.
Okay, I'm surprised. Oh, we got a
Okay. I'm
question.
surprised. So no one has a hand up. So I don't. Like I said,
No,
I'm going
it's
to
fine.
recognize people who have their hands up. Okay. No. Okay, I see Miss Moore. She said she has a question.
Miss Moore has a question.
Yes, I see. I see it, Anthony. I see it. Thank you.
Couldn't find the raise hand feature. But
Dr.
thank you so
Burke.
much. Oh, I'm sorry. Is Dr. Golf, are you speaking?
Wait. One person at a time. So right now, Ms. Shaniqua Moore has the floor. Ms. Moore.
Thanks, Dr. Berg. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So thanks for that presentation. It was very thorough and extensive. I had two questions. One, I'm wondering what kind of data has your agency collected on how Black businesses have been impacted by COVID? I know there's been a lot of Black-owned companies that have closed and shut down, and some that are still open that are barely making it. Have your agency started looking at the data in terms of New York City? And if so, what are some of those findings? And you don't have to share it in this moment. If you have like some kind of report that we can look at, that'd be great. And then secondly, I'm also wondering what type of capital funding or how are you preparing for-profit organizations to receive capital funding? Because that's one of the largest barriers for small businesses, especially in New York City, where it's just impossible to get commercial space, to operate programs. And I know you mentioned that there is some type of coaching for it, but what tangible support is being provided to small companies to be able to obtain commercial funding, to be able to really compete? Because I think the playing field is very unleveled, especially for Black businesses that don't have access to this type of capital.
I agree. No, absolutely. In terms of the data since COVID, I know that we have been collecting some numbers and some stats, ideally around New York City, to see what has changed. In our report, the Advancing Entrepreneurship Report, some of our data does reflect it. I'll say the report was done at a time when before COVID, and then when we released the report, we definitely included some information post-COVID. So I will share that. It's actually on the website, which I've shared in the chat, but you can be able to look at that. I would have to look and see what other reports have come out since to share specifically what we have based on, the pandemic and how things have shifted, because I'm sure we do have something. Where it is exactly, I will not lie to you. I have to pull that for you, but I know it's been in a lot of our conversations and sharing numbers across the board about the number of Black businesses that have closed. I'll say too, which is not odd, but it's interesting and exciting that a lot of Black businesses also started during the pandemic, which was a plus. I also teach classes and support Black entrepreneurs. Additionally, aside from this work, but there are a lot of people that are starting new businesses, but again, still need the support. So to the point of accessing capital, we are working closely with other organizations. Like I mentioned, a key to our success is a public-private partnership. It's working with organizations that have the money, you know, the big names that can be able to say, this is what Black businesses need. This is the support they need, that they need funding. So how can we put that together? So that's still something that we're working on, I'll be honest, on our end. I know the city has a lot of different resources, especially since COVID, for grants, for loan opportunities, but we are still trying to develop something that can be able to pour money into Black businesses. So, yeah.
Hey, Dr. Goff, did you have a question? Or was that Dr. Robbins I heard? Because I see she has a question in the chat.
Yes, that was me. I was just asking, does it matter how many years your business has been in existence?
For the consulting, the EY consulting,
Or
it doesn't matter.
For any of the services that you have?
No, you can also be a startup. You can also just have an idea. You don't even have to have a business yet. You can have an idea and still participate in our programs.
And they help you with licensing and things like that, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or you want to like combine a business, or like I'm into real estate.
Just reach out.
If you want to combine like some new technology in it, like getting green infrastructure involved with housing and things like that, they can help you.
I would say reach out so we could talk offline separately about that specific.
I will. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so I did drop all of my information in the chat. I dropped the website, our BNYC email address, my email address. If you need, I also dropped the BNYC Access Consulting link. If you need anything else, definitely feel free to reach out to me, and we can work together.
Well,
Can
again,
I
Ms.
put
Hector,
my question in?
Sure, Dr. Goff.
Okay, hi, thanks, Chair. Young lady, I can't think of your name right now. I got so much on my head. As you were talking, the presentation was excellent. I do run a business, and I've been in business for over 35 years. I was hit with COVID because I deal with nursery schools and after-school programs. So when the schools were closed, naturally we were as well.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of things that have come down the pipe from the governor, like stabilization grants and 1% loan. Your organization, does it have very similarity to the borough president, BOCD? I hope I'm saying it correct.
Do we have similarity in what way?
Okay, Marlene Centron is a small business person that works for the borough president, Ruben Diaz Jr. presently. I have been talking with her organization, her committee in reference to extending or how to get funds in terms of loans that could be 1%, as I was reading the paperwork that she had sent me. But listening to you talking about you don't even have to have the business. I have the business, but if I wanted to extend it with other programs, I could coming to you and have that be discussed with me. Am I saying it correct? And what way do you understand where I'm coming from?
I think I do, but I would say just reach out to me offline, and then we can have and I can help you. We'll have a further conversation.
I'm looking to extend programs. Okay. Right. I got you now, because you can't.
You're looking to expand your business or extend programs.
Yeah, because the school, is doing okay now because the kids are getting the shots. But then again, down the road, you want to kick the can. You want to make sure there's other things you could do that could be some kind of a fund coming in with the business that you have already.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're looking to extend some of the programs that you do.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Thanks a
we
lot.
can talk.
I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Goff, and thank you, Ms. Hector, for your wonderful presentation. As I said before, and obviously the question and answers were fantastic. And so again, Ms. Hector's information is in the chat, but make sure that you send me your slides so that I can send it to the district manager, or you can send it to him or Ursula, and we make sure we get that out so that your information in case people, because you did have a lot of slides.
I
Well,
know,
not
it was a
a lot
lot.
of information in the slides, I should say. So let's make sure, because it seems like we're getting some activity. And so we want to make sure that we follow up on that, okay?
Absolutely. No
No
problem.
So
Thank
again,
you.
thank
Thank you
you
again.
again. Welcome to Community Board 12, and hopefully we'll see you sometime in the spring.
Sounds good.
Not a problem. All right, take care.
Bye, everyone.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, so we are moving right along. So now we have committee recommendations. So we first have two recommendations, first from the Economic Development Committee and next from the Education Committee. So, and for the, well, yeah, so with that being said, Madam Secretary, I'm sorry, Ms. Benitez, in your role as Economic Development Chair, take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Burke. On Tuesday, we had a meeting and we reviewed two applications. One was for the Stop at Spot Street Hot Restaurant located at 918 East 233rd Street. This is a West Indian and American cuisine type restaurant, and they're looking to renew their liquor license. At this present time, we don't have any problems with renewing it, and it's also going to be pending certain activities that they have to take care of going down the road. So right now, this is the only one that we're requesting that the board approve for renewal of their license. That's it, Dr. Burke.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was muted. Okay, so you're gonna you need to make a motion. So you making a motion that we approve the one recommendation that you have. Okay, so I'm going to is there any unreadiness before we call for the vote?
Call the vote.
Hear none. All right, so we're about to call Madam Secretary, and your role as Secretary. Call the roll.
Judith Benitez, aye. Egeria Bennett.
Abstain.
Sydney Blair.
Abstain.
Sydney Blair. Sydney.
She abstained, Miss Benitez. She abstained.
Denise Bond. Denise, are you still here with us?
Yes, I am. Aye.
Thank you. Ivan Boaz.
Aye.
Paula Basati.
Aye.
Michelle Brumfield.
Aye.
Marlene Brown.
Abstain.
Victor Brown.
Nay.
Deacon Edward Brown. Norbert Bryan. Sadie Campbell. Joan Clark.
Aye.
Beatrice Cornell.
Aye.
Tolene Dickerson.
Aye.
Kason Dubose.
Aye.
Kevin Eichelberger.
Aye.
Alfredo Figueroa.
Aye.
Hannah Gapelli. Barbara Gibson.
Aye.
Johnny Goff. Johnny Goff.
Aye.
Thank you. Robert Hall. John Isaac.
Aye. Aye.
Theodore James.
Aye.
Keisha Martin.
Aye.
I for last. Paul Lanzano.
Abstain.
Joanne Manzette. Lucille Martin. Aye. Shanika Moore.
Abstain.
Clinton Mike.
Aye.
Carmen Ortiz. Aye. Aye. Got it. Anthony Reed.
Aye.
I know I get on mute. Dr. Dina Robbins. Hello? Dina Robbins, are you still with us?
Abstain.
Thank you. Jessica Sadboy. Luisa Sanchez. Harry Singh. Harry Singh. Is he off? Carl Stricker.
Yes, so, Ms. Benitez.
Yeah. Carl Stricker.
Aye.
Lucas Alvados.
Aye.
Deborah Torado. Deborah Torado. Is she still on? Do you know? Has it? Okay.
I don't see her.
Okay. Esther Yemen. Aye. Dr. Burke.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Thank you. The ayes have it. Thank you, Dr. Burke.
Okay, so you got it. So the motion passes. So the recommendation, I should say, passes that we support that. So thank you, Ms. Benitez. Next up, Ms. Tolene Dickerson, in your role as Education and Youth Services Committee Chair.
Again, good evening. The Education and Youth Services Committee, we had a meeting on this past Tuesday, the 16th, where part of our discussion, we had a good meeting. Part of our discussion was about the 2734-2021 bill for class size. And we voted to put together a letter of support. So what we needed to do was to bring this to the board and to ask you for your support as well. The letter will go to Council Speaker Corey Johnson and also Education Committee Chair Mark Traeger. And it's just the same, just exactly what Mr. Cruz was speaking about. The class size has not been adjusted since 1938. Trust me, as a former educator, it is well needed. It's not only needed because back in 1938, it was because of tuberculosis. And now they did it because of COVID. But it's needed on a daily basis. It's very difficult in the classroom. We lose a lot of kids. A lot of kids slide through because they're just in the mix. So we're hoping to put together this letter in support to amend Bill 2734-2021. Thank you.
So are you going to put the motion forth, Madam Chair?
Am I? Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, so the motion is put forth that we write a letter of support. So now let me ask this question. I told Madam Chair where I stand, and like I said, when I taught at the college level, I can tell you that small classes work. I'm not going to go over that because, again, you can go to the Education Committee meeting and you can see the discussion that we had on that. So let me ask a question this way, because I don't see why anybody would be opposed to that. So let me just ask a question. Is there anybody on this board that is opposed to a letter of support for reduced class sizes for our students? So what I'm going to ask, Madam Chair, is that you make a unanimous motion that we accept your report and that we just do it in one. Yeah, just do it in one unanimous motion now one unanimous vote, I should say.
Does someone have their hand up?
Someone have what you say?
Does someone have their hand up, or is that Mr.
No, well, Mr. Stricker asked. He's the only
Okay.
one that asked to be left open. So yeah, we're good.
That's fine. Okay, I'm so sorry, Dr. Berg. So what is it exactly that I need to?
So you're gonna ask to accept your report and make one unanimous motion that we accept your report to write a letter of support to City Council regarding reducing class sizes.
Okay, so
You can even have somebody from your committee do it. It's up to you.
Hey, Shaniqua Moore. Or if not, it could be Anthony Reed.
We'll let Ms. Moore do it.
Ms. Moore, I think you could do it.
What am I doing right now? I apologize. What did you need me to do?
So we need you to make a motion to accept the report of the committee chair and to call for one unanimous vote of a letter of support to City Council to reduce class sizes.
All right, sure. It's my first time doing it. So I make a motion to, or do I ask to make a motion or do I make the motion?
You make the motion.
Okay, so I make a motion to accept the letter to be sent requesting reduction in class sizes in New York City public schools. Did I do that right?
It was close, and you accept the report of the chair of your committee.
Okay, and I accept the report of the chair of the committee.
Okay, so since it's coming from the committee, it doesn't need a second. So is there anyone opposed to one unanimous vote?
Thank you, Shaniqua.
Of course.
Without objection, so ordered. So Madam Chair, feel free to send your letter of support or type it up and get it out to us, and we will sign that and get it to City Council.
Thank you so very much.
Not a problem. Okay, and like I said, Shaniqua, congratulations for doing this for your first time. All right.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. It's about learning. Okay, so moving forward, so let's talk about some old business. And again, so we're going to talk about the district needs statement update. So I know our district manager said that he was going to give us a brief update, and I need to. Well, like I said, I'm going to talk about that. I was supposed to help him do that, and again, I haven't, and I'll talk about that in a hot second near the end. So George, can you give us a brief update as to our district needs statement?
So, I mean, the district needs statement is the statement of, or it's just the prioritizing of the requests that we have. We went over this last month. So I don't know if,
Oh, I thought you didn't have an update?
I'm sorry?
You didn't have an update? I thought you had an update. I thought you said you was going to present an update. I thought I heard you say that. If not, then we can just move forward.
No.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
okay.
we went over it last month. It's all right.
Okay, all right, then let's move on. All right, so we're not going to belabor the point. All right, so with the community board newsletter, I know that Keisha is here, so I'm going to speak on her, and Sydney is here too. So I know they talked about that last month, and so what they're doing is they're working on a newsletter, as you heard them say. And so, I've seen the draft, and it's really nice. And they're, like I said, they want a good product. And I know that they're developing one. Hopefully it'll be ready by, sometime in the winter months that we can start getting out. But as I said, they mentioned it last month, and so we're not going to belabor the point. And you board members came up with some fantastic ideas to give them. And as I said, I will speak with, Mrs. Martin and Ms. Blair outside of this. But if you have any ideas, please, reach out to them. I know that, I need to comment that I know that, Carla, I didn't ask her to do this because she's got so many other things on her plate. But I know this is one of her pet peeves as well, as far as outreach to the community. And in fact, once I first became first vice chair, yet more chair, she had a network, and so I told Keisha and Sydney respectively that make certain to tap that resource. But but those two ladies have done an outstanding job, and I'm sure that you will be more than happy to see the product once it's developed. So I just want to say that and this agenda forward. So last but not least, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but we're in the new business now, and so the last thing I think we need to talk about, and I'm going to share my screen, is something that I campaigned on, but not only as first vice chair, but I also said it in the nomination committee meetings when Brother Mike had his meeting, and that's something that we need to really talk about. And we've been talking about this for a while, but we actually need to put it in action, and that is to create an empowerment master plan. This plan, we always talk about what we need and how we do it. I think one of the good things that came out of the not-for-profit committee's work, of course, is that we were able to, even though we only have 316 surveys to date, we have a pretty good idea, a snapshot of what the community says that they want. And this document that I'm proposing is something that, whether I'm the chairperson, whether whoever is the chairperson next after that, this can be a living document. And part of the idea also came from the Shoelace Park Master Plan. So for those of you that are familiar with that, I want to say back in 2009, 2010, the parks, I think the Bronx River Alliance, as well as the New York City Greenway, came up with a master plan for the Bronx River Greenway that goes from okay, if you, again, please mute yourselves. I do not want to have to mute everybody. So if you're not speaking, then please mute yourself. Thank you. Part of the master plan, of course, is a living document that is still ongoing to this day. So the Parks Department has done that. So I think we as a community board need to come up with a master plan document. And part of some of the things that I've heard us talk about, for instance, we've talked about, what we want to see in this community. If you remember, our second vice chair, John Isaac, led an initiative with vice chair of our land use committee, Harry Singh, to identify properties that we want to see things happen with. And so he presented that information back in May of this year. Mrs. Denise Bond, who is our Parks Committee chairperson, has heard on several of her meetings the needs for increased green spaces in community gardens. And you as a board, or we as a board, I should say, as well as members of the community, have approached me, and we've talked about it ourselves, a workforce development program. And I know Mr. Reed talks about this as well, as far as creating jobs and union jobs, of course, because now if we have those good jobs, then we can then go ahead and buy these houses. Home ownership was one of the biggest tenets that came out of the not-for-profits committee survey. And so how do we go about doing that? How do we identify locations? So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to give a long presentation. What I did want to do is just gloss over quickly what the 197A plan is, and just at least put it in your scope of thought, and then we can go from there. And so what I want to do is share my screen, and let me go to Acrobat and hit share and go from there. But I think this is something that we as a community need to do. Let me also say that based on the work that we do, this can be adopted by city council. In fact, some community boards have done this. And so what I'm showing you now are the slides, and this is the 197A plan process. And again, I'm not going to go through this quickly because I know that we're tired. My Falcons are playing, and also Star Trek Discovery, the new season has started. So I think we all want to get done. So what I'm just going to do is just go through these slides ever so quickly. So 197A plan is a plan that allows the city charter to authorize improvement for the city, the boroughs, and the communities. And so that's what the plan is. And so what you can see is a list of entities that may sponsor a 197 A plan, of course, and community boards are one of those entities. So we are one of the entities that can actually sponsor this. Here you see the 4 tenets of why the 197A plan is important to a community. But the main thing I want to point out is setting forth a community shared vision for the neighborhood. Okay. And the second thing, of course, is promoting consensus building among various local groups. So for instance, you know, we have the Wakefield Taxpayers Association. We have the Woodlawn Taxpayers Association. We have, I want to say, is that the Eastchester Taxpayers Association. There are other groups out there. I mean, there was the, I'm drawing blanks right now. I think there's a couple of other community groups that, you know, we can partner with to come up with a desire to what we would like to see. And so that's why I just want to point that out right quick. So for instance, if you look at this, and this is, I think this is circa 2010 was when this was done. I thought this was the most recent one, but this is what's on their website. So as you can see, Community Board 8 and Community Board 3 actually developed a 197A plan, and this went through the process, and it has been implemented. So not to say if they can do it, we can do it, but if they can do it, we can do it as well. We have the talent, we have the resources, and we have the brain power to do it. So this slide goes into what city planning's role is. And so that's why I was hoping that the representative from city planning would be here tonight, but they're not. And so again, we can reach out to them a little bit later on. So the review process starts with the letter of intent or plan preparation. So that would be the first thing that we need to do. In order to do that, we need to identify, you know, some things. And so this just goes into logistics about how the plan meets the standards of thresholds in order to be accepted and to be adopted. If we go through this slide right here, again, this tells us how the plan, of course, is accepted and adopted. This is just a continuation of the previous slide. And of course, presuming that we do everything right, then of course it gets to a public review, and it gets reviewed by us, the community board, holding a public hearing, as well as the borough president's office, as well as the borough board. And then ultimately, it goes to the city planning commission, and then finally it goes to city council for review. And then once it's reviewed, it becomes adopted. And so that being said, we need to make certain that we do the work necessary in order to make certain that we have a good plan. But nonetheless, even this is just one tenet of what I'm talking about, but I think that we need a master plan. So I'm looking at something in the chat, and like I say, I'm scrolling through the chat here, but this is just something I want to put out to the board for maybe about a 5-minute discussion. And then I think we're going to, and what I'm going to ask for is, once the discussion is over, I'm going to ask for favor for the board, and then we close out the meeting. So I want to open this up for discussion. So I recognize any hands. I'm sorry, I muted myself. Luke, you have the floor, Luke.
Hi. Would this be a kind of plan where, like, if we wanted more green space, this could be kind of a process in which we could try to work with the city to get more green space in the district?
Luke, it's kind of hard to hear you. Did you say something about more green space?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you, yes.
I'm wondering if, you know, this would be kind of a process, like if we wanted more green space in the district, more parkland or something like that, could we use this tool to push the city to provide that?
I would say the short answer is yes, but I want to get some answers to make certain that I can confirm that. So can you give me give me a while and then get back to you on that? But I think the short answer is yes. Okay, hang on. Okay, somebody's got their let's see. Okay, so I want to say the answer is short, but let me get back to you on that. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? So community, community board and community members, we are the change that we want to see, right? So, again, what I'm asking us to be is, we talked about a transformation of greatness. We can't complain if we got to put forth an effort. So maybe you need to think about it. Is there anybody that has any idea? I mean, I see Luke that says he'd be willing to participate, and I was going to ask you to. I know that some community members, I know one board member has already reached out and said they would want to be willing to participate. And I know that some community members would be willing to do it as well. So is there anybody that doesn't have any idea at all about what we want to see?
My hand is up.
Okay, yes, Dr. Robbins.
You're always speaking about real estate investors, complaining about them and how they're coming out to our community. And I complain about them too. Most of them do not come from the community. What they do is they buy the properties, and then when they're either building from scratch or renovating or retrofitting and things, sometimes they really do a terrible, terrible job. So I'm saying, how does that money stay in the community, and how can we become the investors in our own community?
Well, see, that's what, thank you for your question, Dr. Robbins. I think that's what I'm proposing. You know what I mean? This master plan. So I think that we don't want to just go, we want to go in with a strong plan. So in other words, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This document will be a master plan in which we outline not only what we want, but how we go about doing it. This, I want to say, I got from the New York City Department of Economic Development website, but this is where we also target our, elected officials and their assistants. The city planning, we have a liaison from city planning that's their job, is to help us with that. But I think what we need to do is just what you're saying, Dr. Robbins, come in with our ideas and come in with what we want. So we probably need a scoping session. If I was doing this, we probably need a scoping session first to scope out what we need, not only as board members, but community members as well. So I forgot, 222nd Street Taxpayers Association is the other group I was thinking about now, because I see Pam here and I know that she's, on that. So all those community groups, would have a say. And I'm looking at Ms. Briscoe's from Councilman Riley's office saying this is a technical guide. So she's put that in the chat for everybody. So that's something that, we can look at. Okay. But what my suggestion would be, we probably need to start scoping, but I guess I need to see who would be interested from this board first. And so I see what Ms. Shaniqua Moore has her hand up. So Ms. Moore, you have the floor.
I'll be quick because I know it's late. So Dr. Burke, I think this is very genius of you to bring this to the board. I know people probably have a lot to say after this, but are probably a little zoomed out at this point. But I think it's a master. It's genius. It's something that will bring all the committees together, the board together, the community get together. As you mentioned, Mrs. Beatrice had put together the survey, and we've gotten a great response. So I think that's good data that we can sort of utilize as we're planning this. And another suggestion would be to have meetings with the committee chairs, to have them submit their sort of micro master plan that will be included in that overall master plan that you're developing. But I think it's excellent, and I'd love to support it anyway.
Well, it's not me, Ms. Morris, we.
Yes.
That's my mantra. It's never about, it's not me, it's we. This is just an idea that, we'll bring it to the board, but it's all of us. You know what I mean? I can't do it by myself, and none of us can. It's about all of us collectively working together and thinking critically. So I see one question, even though this is from a non-board member per se, I will address it and I'm going to close the meeting. So Ms. Larrier, I believe that's what this is, Eleanor Larrier.
Yes, thank you so much
Hang on,
for.
I see Anthony Reed has his hand up too, so he's going to be last. Anthony Reed. So like I said, I'm opening it up to you, and then Mr. Reed, and then we'll close the meeting.
Hello, good night, and thank you for recognizing me. I'm Eleanor Larrier, representing Bronx Community Health Network, and we would love to participate in this venture. Just before COVID, we held 2 community engagement meetings, and the community members that participated shared their ideas about what they would like to see done in the community, and I'd love to bring that information forward and be part of this group.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Larry. And again, as I said before, because we're, I'm thinking, not just this year, next year, but I'm thinking 5, 10, 20 years down the line.
Yes.
To find what we want instead of having somebody define it for us. So that was my thought process in this. And last but not least, my brother, Mr. Anthony Reed.
Yes, hi family, it's me again. Yes, first I wanted to actually bring to the community board that I'm the president of A. Philip Randolph Institute, the New York chapter, which is a constituent group that's all over the whole country. I'm the president of the New York chapter, and I'm partnering with an organization that is giving out thermometers to check the children's temperature, and also they're actually coming up with an app that will be able to tell you what type of outbreaks that you're having in the area, your immediate area. So I just want to put that in the air. If anybody know of organizations might be interested in those thermometers and that app, I think that it's awesome what we got going on, all of these breakouts that we're having. And also, I didn't want to forget, but I wanted to put a motion on the floor to purchase a gift for Miss Tolene Dickinson for not only recovering very well, but also recovering and coming back and taking the bull by the horn and taking the position of the chair of the education committee and doing a great job. So if somebody can second that, I would appreciate it.
Well, hang on. So Anthony, what you did was we were talking about the 197A program. So what you kind of sort of mentioned was good and welfare. And so I will address your motion for Ms. Dickerson, because I've actually got some update on that, because I thought that we gave her an update on, a gift on that. So I will mention that after we close out this, and then I will talk about that, and then we can discuss that further. And then you kind of sort of just went into good and welfare. So any other questions on the 197A or the plan or the Community Board 12 master plan? Okay,
it's definitely needed.
Yes. So a number of you have reached out to me saying that you want to participate. So luckily I will capture your information in the chat, community groups as well as board members. So I'll make sure I capture that, and then I'll reach out to people, because again, I think that we need to be the people who define what we want and not, again, be defined. I'm always about being proactive and not reactive. So now to Mr. Reed's motion. I am looking at my notes, and as I said before, so it was sent to me early that we did send Ms. I thought we did. We did send Ms. Dickerson I'm looking at my notes here. Yes, we did send a gift basket when it said she was in the hospital the first time. And so I responded to the person who sent it to me. And so that was done. Now, again, I think let me just comment on, committee chairs. I think, Brother Reed, when you were the chair of the education committee, I thought that you did a good job, I think, as well as all of our committee chairs. They do a fantastic job with the resources that they have, because you guys make me look good. I'm just be honest with you. And I say that all the time. It's not about me, it's about we. So I think that although we support Ms. Dickerson as well as everybody else, we can't, like I said, we've already given the gift. Now, if we want to do it out of pocket, then I think that's a discussion that we can have as well. but we can do that privately. So if you can't, my brother,
wasn't,
and I know I owe you a phone call, and I'm going to talk about that as we get ready to close out.
I wasn't. I didn't know that something was given to her. So
yeah,
that's my apology.
I mean, to your point, though, I mean, I think, and I think I will close the meeting out now, and I'm going to talk about this. So it's people like you and Charlene and others. So let me have the floor. I just want to say thank you. And so as we get ready to close, Charlene, you got something?
Yes, I it's almost like I'm not even here for this conversation that y'all are having. But I need to let you know two things. One, I did not get a basket.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, I thought that. Okay, I'm looking at.
No, I did not.
We got to make sure we get you one then. Okay, I thought that. I'm looking at my notes.
The funny part about it is, being that I am this treasurer and the person in the Sunshine Fund, I would initiate it. But being that I was the person in the hospital, I think this is why Anthony is feeling the way he's feeling. But
well, we're not gonna slight you, so
I've been in the hospital twice.
Okay.
First time was in 2018, and then I got a basket.
Okay, maybe that was it. Okay, I thought that we did the second time. Okay, well, tell you what,
can I wait? So what I'm trying to say is, I had all of your prayers, which was more important than a basket. So, I mean,
Well, the bottom line is we make sure that I thought that we did that, but we make sure that we took care of that. And I see Mr. Boris says that I thought wrong. And you know what? I'm going to talk about that in a hot second as well. You know who
I'm making a motion. Can we get a second?
Well, you don't even need to do that. We're going to take care of it. If it hasn't been done, you have my word as chair that'll be taken care of.
I want to make a motion. I want to do it collectively, not just chair.
I second it. Alfredo Figueroa, I second it.
Okay.
We will.
So the motion is made. And the motion is second.
Wait. We will take care of it, and I say we will take care of it. We won't take care of it.
What does that mean? I'm talking about. I want to do it on live action. I want to do it the right way.
We don't need Anthony. It will be taken care of.
Why?
Okay. All right.
What's the problem? What's the problem with doing the motion? I'm just asking you a question. What's the problem with doing the motion?
We don't. I mean, Anthony, I was gonna say we always take care of our people who are.
No, I want to do it through the Sunshine Fund. Like that's what we.
Anthony, we're not going to have a debate. All right.
I'm just asking you a question. What you mean we're not going to have a debate? I'm talking about collectively from the Sunshine Fund. That's what the Sunshine Fund is for.
It's going to be done from the Sunshine Fund.
So we don't need to make a motion?
No, it's going to be done from the Sunshine Fund. That's what I've been saying.
All right. I didn't know we have to make a motion. All right.
No, we don't have.
Okay. My apology.
That's okay. We can. We're all human, right? All right. So let me get ready to close the meeting. But before we do, hang on for a second.
Wait, can I say something real quickly? It's been a long time since I've had rain over me.
Oh, and I'll tell you why. Because that's keeping the windshield clean. I spray.
Okay. Board members, look, it's 9:30 and it's time to go. So I'm going to say this before we leave, okay? Before we get to good and welfare, I'm going to make a definitive, I need to make a statement. So, first of all, I want to thank every board member who not only voted for me, but for the executive officers, because first of all, I don't take your vote for granted. As I said before, because it's not about me, it's about we. We do this collectively. All right. And one thing about me that is that if I make a mistake, I'll own up to it. All right. So to Mr. Boris, yes, I'm a man and I own up to my mistakes. All right. So if I make one, I will say that. And but of course, all of you know that, right? Each board member shares in successes and failures if we have any of this board, right? So it's not about the board of Mike Burke, it's about the board of the community board. Okay? So hang on for a second, Mr. Stricker. Mr. Stricker.
Tell me what time you want to.
Okay. I have to mute Mr. Stricker because he's talking right now. All right. And I'm trying to close the meeting out. So again, just indulge me for a second. I want to thank members of the community at large as well for their support, because some of the ideas that we're talking about that are in this 197A, as well as board members, came from the community at large. And as I said, it's not about me, it's about all of us. Board members, Anthony, you're one, and Ms. Claude, and there are several of you who called to check in on me during the month of November. And so I want to apologize to each and every one of you that if I didn't answer your call, I didn't return your text or your email or your voicemail, because all of you know that I do that. If you call me, normally I'll get back to you. So I didn't do that. All right. And the reason was because there was a personal matter that I had endured. And so, sometimes you just disconnect it. And so that's what I did. But you rest assured from me, you have my word that when I get a moment, I'll return every single phone call, every single text, every single voicemail, every single email. So, one of the things that you guys know about me, of course, obviously I'm not a native New Yorker. You know that I'm from, Savannah, Georgia. And, most of all of you may or may not know this, but, I went to a military high school, Benedictine Military School. So it's a Catholic all-male high school. And one of the things that we learned at the school was we learned obviously about God. We also learned about 3 other tenets: duty, honor, and mercy. So these obviously were lessons that were taught by my parents and grandparents and the elders in the community that raised me, as well as the community here when I came to New York. And it was later reinforced at Benedictine. And these lessons were ingrained in me, and I still live by those lessons every day of my life, and as most of you do. And so when you're born, you're given your name. But however, as you traverse life, if you have integrity, then your character is tantamount to a person's perception of you. And that translates into trust, admiration, but most important, your reputation. So that's what happens when you're born and when you travel throughout this life that we're all doing right now. And when you leave this world, the name that you were given at birth will either be lauded or rebuked. And that's based on what you do here in this moment in time, based on your integrity and your reputation. And so, we have a lot of political discourse that's going on in the country today. And quite frankly, whether it's national, whether it's at the state or the local, or even at what we do here, I still want to thank everybody for voting for me and our slate. And I realize that not everybody's going to support you, right? I mean, look, that's par for the course, that's part of life, right? So leaders are elected to make decisions. However, everyone may not like your decision, right? You can disagree with me or anyone else without being disagreeable. So case in point, Anthony and I just had a discussion, right? And, he and I, we love each other. We can disagree without being disagreeable. I could say this about, George, like I said, I know that, he and I may get into it from time to time, but guess what? We can disagree without being disagreeable. And that's just how it is. And so, to that end, you're free to not support anything that I might suggest, right? And more importantly, you're free to support the candidate of your choice, whether that be an elected official, whether that be a board chairman, whether that be your pastor, whoever that may be, you are free to support that person. And so likewise, just as people who voted for me were free to support me, there are people who are free to not support me. Okay, as chair of Community Board 12, and that's fine. Not everybody's going to agree with everything. So you can not support me, that's fine. Okay, you can support me, that's fine. However, what you cannot do is accuse me of committing a crime. And that's where I draw the line. So I'm going to end this meeting with this. So for any of you that are out there that are within the sound of my voice, or who may be watching on BronxNet, on Facebook, on YouTube or any other media platform, let me be perfectly clear. I am not a criminal. Never have been, never will be, period. So on that note, I ask for a motion that this meeting be closed.
Barbara Gibson, I give the motion for it to be closed.
Seconded, Michelle Bromfield.
Motion's been moved and properly seconded. I'll call for the question. All those in favor of closing the meeting signify by saying aye.
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 Those have the same right. Ayes have it. So Ms. Moore, we're going to try this again. I'd asked you initially to say the opening prayer. If you can just give us a brief closing prayer, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Father, we thank you so much for this opportunity to meet. We thank you for all the work that we're doing, the passion, the volunteering, Lord. We know that it's not in vain. We ask you, God, that you will continue to bless the leadership of this board, continue to bless Dr. Burke, give him strength, oh God, as he leads. Bless each member, Father. Bless our community, Father. We thank you, God, even as we depart, Father. We ask you to cover us under your blood, protect and keep us, oh God, until we meet again. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. So thank you very, very much. Thank you to everybody.
Amen.
Thank you to the community. And again, happy holiday season to you. I forgot birthdays. We've got Miss Ortiz and John Isaac had November birthdays. So again, I think if I looked at the list, those are all my November birthdays. December birthdays, I want to say, obviously, I know yours truly has a December birthday. And I think there are some others. I will look at the list and I will get back to my emails. I know that I have not sent out my emails like I normally have been. I think, Anthony, is your birthday in December?
February.
I don't remember. But anyway, I think so. But anyway, I will get out the December birthdays to everybody. Take care. I love each and every one of you. Have a good holiday with your family.
For my birthday.
We'll see you in the new year, okay?
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Blessings.
Michael Bird, go ahead. Shut down.